What's up, guys? Welcome back to the chat. It's Samara Iman, and today we are at Conard High School in West Hartford. And for today's episode, we have one of the top high school players in the state of Connecticut for the class of 2024 and a Yale men's basketball commit. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into it. Riley Fox, thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So, as everyone knows, a few months ago, we had Brandon Sherrod on the podcast. He's the assistant coach for the Yale men's basketball team. And today we have Riley Fox, who, in just a few months will be joining the men's basketball team at Yale. So it'll be really cool to hear your perspective today of someone who's about to join the program. And obviously Brandon was someone who, has played for the program and is now an assistant coach. So it'll be really cool to hear your perspective. And I'm sure everyone will be very impressed by some of the stats that I read off a little later on. But yes, thank you so much for joining me today. Of course, we are at Conard High School, where
where it all went down.
Yes, where it all went down, where you made some great memories on this court. So I'm sure it's nice to be back. But you obviously just graduated. Was it a few weeks ago now?
Yeah, it was. I think the 10th. Yeah.
Okay.
The 10th, so like 2 weeks ago maybe. Yeah, something like
that. How does it feel to be graduated now?
It feels good. Like it's weird now that I'm like not coming back here, because that's what I've been used to like the last 4 years.
Yeah.
But it's exciting too, because like I have a new chapter opening up next in a few months, like you said. So.
Yeah, it'll definitely hit when you're packing with your parents to go out to college. So it'll definitely hit then.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah, so let's get started. So as everyone knows, I like to start from the beginning of your journey. So take us back to, young Riley. Well, you still are young, but little Riley,
okay.
How did you get started playing basketball?
So I always had I had a little mini hoop in the driveway, and I played a bunch of sports. So I played soccer, basketball, and baseball, all growing up. And I was just like my parents put me in sports and put me in sports teams, and I loved all of them. I think I used to love soccer the most when I was really young. Yeah. And then I don't know how, but I had terrible ankles when I was younger. So I would I don't know, if someone tripped me, I'd fall, and I'd sprain my ankle playing soccer so much. I was like, all right, I can't, I'm done with soccer. So.
Yeah, and you definitely need those ankles for soccer.
Yeah. It was pretty fun though. My brother, we used to be big soccer guys, but then going more into fifth grade, middle school, it was I was a big just baseball, basketball. So basketball in the winter, baseball in the spring, and then I started playing AAU in 6th, 7th grade. So then that's when it was because I would always played baseball growing up. So that's when it got hard, because I had to try and balance, I would have AAU practice and baseball practice and baseball games and AAU tournaments, and I had to miss
the same season.
Yeah. But I liked baseball so much that I stuck with it. I played fall baseball too, but I ended up stopping I want to say seventh grade. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 7th grade, and then I just started playing, just stuck with basketball at AAU, right before COVID happened. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So in high school you only played basketball, or did you play other sports at Conard? Just
basketball at Conard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You didn't want to try to play soccer or baseball at all?
No, I was thinking. So I actually I emailed the baseball coach my freshman year, letting him know that I might play and might come try out, but I wasn't sure, and he was okay. But and I thought about it playing in the spring this year.
Okay, just for the fun of it, yeah. Because I guess this would be your first season not having AAU.
Yeah. So it was weird, because I had a little more of that free time without AAU and having to travel. Mm-hmm. But it was also I would have had baseball every day and practice every day, and then I'd miss out. I wouldn't have as much time to focus on basketball, and that's what's most important going to next year. So that's ultimately why I decided not to.
Yeah.
But I still I got a friend on the team, and I'll go to the batting cages with him and just hit some baseball.
Mess around.
Yeah, exactly. It's fun. So.
I know, that's cool, and I feel like you said, at some point you do have to figure out what you want your sport to be, and especially
Yeah.
with AAU, obviously, you know how competitive it was. You know,
Yeah.
playing baseball and AAU at the same time would have definitely, you know, been a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, that would have been very hard. I definitely could not have done it in high school, because then it wouldn't be like fair to the baseball team, since I wasn't like, I would have to go travel and I wouldn't be there, and it wouldn't be fair to either one. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
So obviously, like I mentioned, you had a lot of success here at Conard, but what was it like when you know, obviously, whenever anyone starts out as a freshman in high school, it's such a different experience. Same like when you get to Yale this fall, I'm sure it'll be a complete different experience. But, you know, what was, you know, freshman Riley like? What was your mindset on the basketball court? You know, did you play varsity your freshman year?
Yeah. So I played varsity my freshman year, and I think I started after like 2 games.
Okay.
But it was
When the coach realized how good you were.
I remember my first game was here against Hall.
Okay, of course.
Yeah, and I came in after like, I don't know, like I came in the first quarter like after like 5 minutes or something like that. And I ended up having like 15 points in the game, and I had like a couple boards, and I was like, all right, I first got in the game, and I scored. I got into the paint. I used to like jump stop a lot, and like, you know, like pivot a lot, and like pump fake, and just like score like that way. And I could shoot, but it was like I had like a little bit of like a weird jumper. I kind of like changed it to where it is today. But once I got in there and like scored, and I was playing, I was like, this isn't as like hard as I thought it was.
Yeah, once you shook the nerves.
Yeah. I was like, okay. I was like, all right, I can play like with these guys. So, and it was definitely like a really unique experience, because like COVID happened, so I was taking classes online at the end of my 8th grade year, and I wasn't even here most of the time. My freshman year was like on and off, and then we had to play in masks. But I think, like I say a lot of the times, I think that also like helped me, because I had a hoop in my driveway, and I was bored all the time. So I would literally just be outside, like just like shooting like pretty much every day. So I think that like also helped me like take a big jump, whereas some kids like weren't like couldn't really play. So I was able to, and that like kind of helped me like just like take the next step and like get ready for the high school season.
Yeah, and I feel like especially as a you know, younger person on varsity, you know, I feel like you have to, you know, after that freshman year, you had to, you know, not find a way, but kind of solidify your spot on the team. Like, you know, whether this is, you know, I'm no longer a freshman, so that's not really, you know, the nerves are kind of gone, and it's like solidifying yourself as like a leader and like one of the, you know, main scorers on the team. So I mean, looking at your stats, you definitely did that your sophomore year. So what was that transition like after your freshman year? And obviously, you know, COVID had happened, but your sophomore and junior year, I see, you know, things really started to ramp up for you.
Yeah. So so my freshman year still, I was like pretty, like the situation I was in was pretty nice. Like all of the guys were like, they were all happy for me and like wanted me to, like, it wasn't like
competition.
Yeah, it wasn't like I was coming in and they were like, oh, like we got this freshman that like thinks he can like play. But they were all like great guys and great leaders, and really helped me in like playing with me. And I love like and like leading into my sophomore year, we had a couple sophomores that were like on the team too. Our team was like, we had some seniors and some juniors, but we were also pretty young.
Okay.
So that helped, because like those sophomores had grown up like playing 8th grade travel when I was like in 7th grade, and we had like I knew them, but like, and like we started to get close that freshman year. So going to my sophomore year, the next year after that, it was like we had already had like clicked and had everything like figured out, and knew like what we wanted to do and how we were going to do it, like going into like my sophomore year, which really helped a lot.
But that's good, because I feel like as a freshman, because I kind of had a similar experience, but I feel like when you're a freshman and you're getting that playing time on varsity, it's not always that the upperclassmen are gonna, you know, accept you with open arms. You know, exactly. They might see you as though this freshman trying to take my spot, or, you know, I've been here for 4 years, like that's my spot. But, you know, that's really good that they accepted you, and instead of seeing you as competition, they were like, you know, Riley's gonna help build this team and get to where you are, because obviously you had the talent. So that's good that they did that. But I know your sophomore and junior year, you know, that's when, you know, you really started to grow into the player you are today. And I know, you know, I've seen there was a time where, you know, you were maybe thinking about transferring, leaving Conard. So what made you, you know, stay?
Well, just the fact that I was like that I would be able to like I wouldn't like bored out of prep school, and like I would be here and like with all my friends and everyone that I grew up with, and I really thought that like I could do it and I could get to where I wanted to be without having to go prep, and I kind of wanted to like just like prove that I could like do it without taking that route that a lot of people do now. And it's like a lot of times like it's to the point where like a lot of kids just like leave like without hesitation and go play prep when it might not be like the right choice or the perfect choice for them. It's like something that like the like high school sports world is like turning into.
No, and we're classifying, and
Yeah.
I think I 100% agree that more and more people are reclassifying or going to prep school without thinking if I stay at what it's not about going to a different school. It's about if you're going to improve your game.
Yeah.
And it's like, and clearly you stayed and you were able to improve your game. And it's like, you really have to weigh the pros and cons of leaving, because it's like you're comfortable here. I know you mentioned like having to board at another school and not being with your family, and I'm sure that that's a big decision too. But I 100% agree that you really have to weigh those, pros and cons and think, is that situation going to be best for me, and am I going to improve my game? But I know you decided to stay, and you have a younger brother, Aiden, right? So what was it like getting to play with him?
Yeah, that was also another factor, because if I stayed, I would be able to play with him for 2 years. And then like this past year, especially because he started on the team and like he was all conference, he was a big piece to our team this year, and
taken after his big brother.
Yeah, but just being able to like play with him is like something that like not everyone gets a chance to do, and it was just like it was really special. So
and I'm sure your parents love seeing you guys play together, because I feel like it's not often you see two brothers or two siblings playing on varsity together.
Yeah, with the same sport too. Like a lot of kids play different sports, but it was. Yeah, it's something I'll like never. Well, hopefully I'll be able to do again. But it's something I'll obviously like never forget. And it's just like those like memories and games and all that, like practices. It was just like it was pretty special just because he was there. So
and obviously throughout your time here, you were All-State 3 times, Connecticut Coaches Play of the Year. You had multiple 40-point games, a 50-point game. So what did it really take? And obviously you mentioned, that hard work during COVID, but what did it really take to get to, to become the player that you are today, where you're getting, multiple Division I offers, and, just kind of becoming getting to that next level?
Well, I think it wasn't just me. It was like it was my coaches, and then like the guys that were on the court with me, like Declan McCann was he was my point guard for like my first 3 years before Noah Armstrong took over last year. But they're like pass first guys that like want to win, and they like do like the little things and everything, and they were like big like. They were big in like helping me get to like where I was and like what I became. So
And I know you played AAU for Expressions Elite. So what type of camps and just the different tournaments, because obviously you were on the EYBL Nike circuit. So what types of camps and just the tournaments? I played AAU, so I know like the long weekends and all that. On that side of things, what did it really take to, get looked at by those, Division I coaches?
Yeah, so I didn't like go to a lot of like camps.
Okay.
Like I went to like I think the only camp I went to was the Yale basketball camp.
Okay,
my sophomore year, yeah. And that's when Coach Jones offered me, like he pulled me into the locker room during one of the games and offered me there, so I had like a smile on my face the rest of the day.
Yeah.
So that was pretty special too, but just like AAU's it's different from school ball, but it's a lot of fun because you're with a bunch of guys from like all over the place, and like everyone has like the same like common goal to like play at the next level. And a lot of times it's a bunch of chaos, but it's funny because you build a lot of relationships with guys that like, and like you play with all these guys that are like, now you see them like going to different schools, and it's like, oh, I knew him, I played against him. It's just cool to see how like everyone's like grown up, and like those AAU weekends, although like they're long and the travel's hard, like flying, road trips, whatever, but like it's a part of the ride, and it's a lot of fun.
It was worth it in the end. And I'm sure now that you'll be at Yale, I'm sure you might even get to play against some of the guys that you played with, possibly.
I will.
Yeah, and you know, and it's funny because I think when it comes to AAU as well, you're playing against guys from all over, but then, like you said, you have that common goal, and when you get to college, it's like I'm sure you'll probably look at each other and be like, wow, like we've come a long way.
No, for sure.
Yeah, and so obviously playing with Expressions Elite, what was the moment, you know, whether it was your sophomore year or your junior year, when did you really, you know, realize like, wow, I could play at the next level and these coaches are, you know, looking at me and wanting to give me a chance?
I think it was like just like my sophomore year here, when I was like being able to have those games and those like dominant games, and like my coach was like, Coach Leghorn was reaching out to a bunch of coaches, and they were like responding and like interested and all that. And then I went and played like pickup with college guys and able to play against them, and then like being able to play like with Expressions at the end of the 16U year and then 17U, but like playing on the 16U circuit. Like when I came I came late like for session 4 and for the beach jam there, but when I played like session 4 and I was able to like play and like score against these guys and like impact the game, I was like, yeah, I know, like I like belong with these kinds of players.
And kind of looking back at, you know, at all of those tournaments and all of that, and I know you mentioned that Yale was the first school to kind of reach out to you.
Yeah, they were one of the first.
What was that experience like when you got that, you know, phone call or from whatever coach it was on the coaching staff?
Yeah, it was so like I don't remember the specific day. I think it's like June like 20th or something, or 14th. There's like a special day.
Is that your sophomore year?
Yeah, after your sophomore year, that like it happens to everyone every year. That's when like college coaches can contact you. So it's like the next day you're just like you just got your phone and then it starts ringing and you're picking it up and these coaches are calling you and talking to you. But Coach Jones gave me a call that day and talked to me for a little bit, and it was pretty cool. So,
nice.
Yeah, Central was the first school to offer me after they came and saw me play against Hull my sophomore year. I think I had 42.
Oh wow!
And then like they like were in contact with like my coaches, and they like worked everything out like through them and like let me know, but because I couldn't like talk to them yet.
Yeah.
But no, that day was pretty cool too. I think that day is pretty special for a lot of kids, because it's like, all right, well, like now you know that like it's legit. You got like schools that want you. So
I mean, after a 42-point game, I mean, Central kind of had to offer you after that. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, it was. I shot the ball pretty well. I don't
you
know
were balling out that game.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah.
And so I know you got offers from UPenn, Fairfield, obviously Central, Yale. Were there any other schools that you were kind of in contact with?
Yeah, along the end a little bit, like Davidson. I was talking to Davidson. Started to talk to me a lot. A couple like most of the other Ivies, a couple like UMass a little bit, Vermont a little bit. So like I think there was 1 or 2 schools in the Patriot League too. So like, but it was definitely like Davidson at the end was the most, but I was all the way with Yale. Yeah. So.
And so speaking of Yale, what after that, you know, call with Coach Jones, but what really drew you to choose Yale? And like you said, Davidson was talking to you, but you were kind of set on studying Yale. So what really made you choose Yale? Yeah.
So it was like right after my official visit. So I went down for a weekend and like stayed there and like saw everything, got like the whole experience. And I was like, I actually committed on my official visit there, but I didn't like post about it or anything until like a couple of days later, like in the week on like social media and that kind of stuff. But I was like going in, I was like, all right, if this is how I expect it to be, I'm definitely coming here. And it was just like the campus is beautiful, and the coaching staff's amazing, and the guys and the atmosphere is just, I knew that was where I wanted to be. And it has like it's like the highest like level of like education and basketball combined, so that's a really big thing as well.
And what was the recruitment process like for you? You know, what were some of the emotions, or you know, at any point did you have, you know, were you worried at any point, like like, what will this be the right fit for me, or what's like, is there a school that I'm kind of waiting for to speak with? Like, what was kind of going through your brain just throughout the entire recruitment process?
I think the recruitment process for me was pretty smooth.
Okay.
Because like there weren't like, obviously it was a little like nerve wracking, like trying to like make a decision and like try and find the best fit and that kind of stuff, because you really don't know until like you're actually like there and and it happens. So but I thought it was pretty smooth. Like I had like enough like schools like reaching out to me where I thought like I was in like a good
spot.
Good spot to like with whatever happened just happened, and I knew I would be like kind of okay. Yeah.
And so I'm sure you're looking forward to, like, the Ivy League this past year was pretty competitive. I'm sure you're looking forward to that. But you committed your junior year, so what was it like seeing Yale's run into the NCAA tournament this past year? And obviously they won the Ivy League tournament. And then did you get to go to any of the games at Yale? But probably not. Where did you get to go?
I over the past season I went to a couple of their home games. But I didn't go to any of the Ivy League tournament games. I watched them at home, like with my family, and then like seeing like the buzzer beater from Mag against Brown was huge, because that end of the game was pretty nerve wracking, a little scary, but but when that happened, no, it was and then we watched the Auburn game at home too, and it was just, and when John went off, I was like, I was going crazy. I was loving it. My Aiden was loving it. We were like, so they were pretty cool moments to have at home, like with everyone knowing that like I'm gonna be there next year. So
and obviously you committed like in 2023, so that wasn't like that didn't really like sell you on it, like that run. But what was it like obviously experiencing that run, knowing you're already committed, that's gonna be where you're gonna be playing next year?
I think it was just like it, like, what's the saying? It kind of like reconfirmed everything, and like put the cherry on top of like this is what I know like we're capable of of doing. So it was pretty cool to see that, and like just reassure that fact. So I know that's what Coach Jones does. So
he's an incredible coach. He's like one of the most winningest coaches in the Ivy League history. So you'll definitely be in good hands, that's for sure. And Brandon has spoken very highly of him as well. But taking a step back and looking back on your high school career, what's you like I said, you've had multiple 40-point games and 50-point games, so I'm sure there's a lot of games that you can look back on. But what will be a memory that you'll carry with you for years to come?
Oh yeah, well there's a lot of them, but like I would say my favorite memory was the CCC tournament. My junior year, we just snuck in. I'm pretty sure Northwest was the one. We were either the 15 or the 16 seed, and we were playing at Northwest, which is like
Northwest Catholic.
Which is like down the street.
Yeah.
But the game was like at like 4:00, and like not a lot of people came. Everyone like thought we were gonna lose because we hadn't beaten them in a while, like I don't know, like 6 years or something like that. But we were down by I think like 20-23 in the third or something like that, like around halftime.
Oh wow.
Right after that, and we switched, like we were playing like man most of the time. We like went into this little like zone. We were pressing a little bit, and we started like come back and like chop some points down. Like we cut it a little bit closer, and then like towards like the fourth quarter we went on like a big run, and now it's a 1-2 point game, and we're going back and forth with like the last like 3 minutes or something like that. And then I think it was tied. We were either down one or it was tied. I think it was tied with like I want to say five-ish seconds left. And they missed like a 3, and it like went out of bounds, so it was our ball going down. I'm pretty sure it was tied with 5 seconds left, and we run this like little inbounds play. So I like come off from like the elbow, and I'm like streaking up the court. I like set a screen for Declan, who's our point guard. He gets the ball. We got Alex Momeka, who's at Fitchburg State now. He's on the wing, and it's like a little dump off to him, and I'm trailing, and Alex shoots a 3, and it's like just like perfectly short where it like skims the rim, and it like comes straight down, and I like ran the whole floor and like caught it like right here with like, I don't know, like a 1/7 of a second left or something like that, and like literally just flipped it up on the right side and it went in.
Wow.
So we all like stormed the court and we, because we hadn't beaten them in a while.
Yeah.
And
it was in the conference tournament, right?
Yeah, that was in the conference tournament. Yeah, so we were all going crazy.
Wow,
yeah,
Riley to the rescue.
Yeah, so that was definitely like a really, really, really fun memory that I'll like never forget. We all have like a little picture of us like jumping on the court. So yeah.
No, that's a great memory. Wow. Yeah. And obviously you became Conard's all-time leading scorer, leading rebounder, leading assists.
No. I think I'm second in assists.
Oh, second assist. Okay.
I think I'm leading in steals.
Okay, steals. Yeah. Well, almost every category. So obviously you're certainly leaving a legacy here. Just what does that mean to you that after 4 years, after COVID, after everything, all the hard work, now you're going to Yale. What does it mean to you to be leaving this sort of legacy at Conard that'll hope that will be here for years to come?
Yeah, it was it's definitely pretty special because like coming here as a freshman, I wanted to like leave a legacy, and like we always talked about like leaving the program in a better like place than when we found it, like just constantly like elevating us and then like being able to do that, just like looking back on freshman year, like I would be pretty like proud of myself, and at the point to where like I am where we are in this program is today, like sadly enough we couldn't put a banner up, but which was a pretty big goal for me, but still like leaving that legacy that like that I impacted and like changed this place through like with basketball was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, whenever you come back to Conard, you'll always be remembered as that all-time leading scorer, and I'm sure as the guy who made a few game winners for years to come. And going back to, talking about Yale a little bit and talking about your recruiting experience, what is what was that experience like, and what's to this day still, obviously you still have a few months until you get to Yale, but I know you mentioned you've been doing, pick up with some guys. Just what's your experience been like with Coach Jones and the rest of the coaching staff and just, some of the players on the team already?
I think it's been pretty great so far. They're all like they're so nice and like open, and everyone's like there for you, and they want you to like get better and improve and like try and like give you everything, that all the resources they have to like help you like get better as a player, and all the guys on the team, like I already have like I've known them for a little while, so like just being able to like text with them, communicate with them, like any like questions or like anything I have like going into next year, it's all like they're all like there for me, so it's pretty cool.
And how about the class that you're going in with? Have you been able to build relationships with any of those guys?
Yeah, we've been like texting online a little bit. Jordan's in DC and Isaac's in Florida, so it's pretty hard to meet
See
up with
each other. Yeah,
but Isaac came down during the Coach Jones camp, and we worked that for a little bit, so we got to hang out a little bit, but we still been online chatting with each other. So
okay, cool. And I know obviously in this college off season, Danny Wolf transferred, Matt Noling also transferred. What were kind of your thoughts after? Obviously Yale still has a pretty great team as well. 2 players don't make a whole team, but kind of what were your thoughts after seeing that? Because those are two crucial players.
Yeah, well Matt was a senior, and like I knew he was gone either way because you can't there's no like graduate 5th year players in the Ivy League.
Yeah.
So I knew that we would lose him at the end of the year, which is just like how it was.
Yeah, how it's gonna be.
Yeah, he had no choice. But so I'm pretty happy for him going to USC. And being able to play. That's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'll be following him there, and but yeah, like Wolf had a great year this past year and played well in the tournament and all that, and he's a really good player. So I think everyone obviously knew that there would be some schools like contacting him and trying to get him to transfer and everything like that. I wasn't sure if he was going to leave or not, but the fact that he did and he's at Michigan, that's what happened. So,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so Sam's got a role like that now, and like I'm obviously like happy for Danny and wish him the best. I didn't know him as well as some of the other players on the team like when I went down there and all that, but he was a hell of a player when he was here.
But the show will go on, but I'm sure, like I said, there's also some other great players on the team, and I'm sure you'll also add to that as
Hopefully.
well. So this coming season, what are some teams in the Ivy League that you're looking forward to playing the most?
Um, well, all of them, but probably like Harvard and Princeton, just because of like
The rivalry.
yeah, and how good they've been like for however long.
Hmm.
But yeah, the rivalry and like those games are pretty like packed, and like everyone looks forward to seeing like those games. So I'd say probably Harvard and Princeton the most.
Hmm. Yeah, obviously Yale and Harvard have like a huge rivalry, no matter what sport it is.
Yeah.
And Princeton's also been pretty good these past few years.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I actually went to the Yale Princeton game at home at Yale last year.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and Princeton played pretty good.
Yeah.
And like they have their point guard. He's
Xavier Lee.
yes,
Yeah.
he's honestly like such a great shooter. Like he could, I think he was pulling up from like the logo. I was like,
Yeah, he was like
insane.
whenever he got open, he was like making every single one. It was pretty crazy. He's very
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, no, he's definitely a player to watch as well.
Sure.
And I mean, outside of obviously basketball and the Ivy League, Yale's just known for all the traditions and a very prestigious school. So, what are you kind of looking forward to the most? Obviously it could be basketball or outside of basketball.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to the most once you get there?
Well, probably basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah, but obviously well, it's Yale, so like the classes too, and just being able to like be in like that environment and like just trying to see like what it's like and experience it for myself. So yeah.
Yeah, and I know at Conard you were a pretty great student as well, taking AP classes your senior year, because I know not everyone does that. It's your senior year. You've already committed.
Yeah.
So I know you're probably definitely ready for a school like Yale. I mean, to even get into a school like that, like a school like Yale is, a huge accomplishment, whether it's, whether you're playing a sport or not, so, that's a huge accomplishment as well. Speaking of kind of like in the classroom, but also on the basketball court, what is Yale, getting in a player like you on and off the court?
Well, I think they're gonna get like a great teammate and a guy that wants to win and just like wants to contribute to winning, and a guy that's gonna like uplift everyone and try and like just like make sure everyone's together and that we want to win. Like that's the main goal, and just a guy that's like there for everyone and yeah.
Yeah, and even the way you talked about, your team at Conard, you seem like you're a very much a team first type of guy. So, and obviously that's a great mindset, and I'm sure Coach Jones will be happy to hear that as well. But all right, now we're going to get into our rapid fire Q&A portion. Make it snappy. So, as I ask the questions, the first thing that pops into your head, just
say it.
Just say it. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Favorite NBA team?
Boston Celtics.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
Favorite movie?
Shutter Island.
Favorite artist to listen to before a game?
I'll go Lil Baby.
Okay. Biggest basketball pet peeve?
Biggest basketball pet peeve.
Or like ick?
Yeah. Like wet floors, like moist floors. Just not being
not being able to stick your foot there. Yeah.
Having water all over. Like water on the floor. Yeah, that's probably
All right. NBA wing players start bench cut. Okay, so start bench cut.
All right.
Jason Tatum, Kevin Durant,
start Jason Tatum,
and Giannis.
Currently, right now, I'm gonna start Jason Tatum, bench Giannis. I'm gonna have to cut Kevin Durant.
Oh wow, okay.
As of right now, like currently, like not all time, currently.
Okay,
currently,
okay. Yeah. Favorite pizza topping?
I'll go sausage pepperoni.
Okay.
So a couple, yeah.
Interesting. MJ or LeBron?
MJ, without a doubt, yeah.
Okay.
MJ.
Who's a current player, NBA or college, who you like to watch or learn from, or try to model your game after?
I would say I like watching Paul George a lot, and Jason Tatum as well. Yeah.
Okay. Go to late night snack.
either like oranges or like Oreos.
Okay,
Yeah,
I was gonna say you're
yeah.
I was gonna say you're getting healthy there, but then you added in the Oreos.
No, I love Oreos. Oreos, yeah.
Okay.
Love snack.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Okay. All right, so that was Make It Snappy. Let us know what you think of Riley's answers, but we definitely have to get into a few of those.
Okay.
Well, of course, I had to ask the favorite pizza topping because you're going to school in the pizza capital of the world.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you'll be eating a lot of Sally's and modern pizza.
Yeah, I've already had a lot already. So.
Okay. And of course, I have to talk about the Boston Celtics, the favorite NBA team, just won,
The 18th, yeah.
Yeah, just won the 18th championship. But what were your thoughts, your overall thoughts, kind of just watching we'll start with like the overall playoffs.
Okay.
What were your thoughts?
Well, I thought there was like obviously there was a lot of like injuries that happened on like the other teams, but I think still like healthy. Like there was like no team like better than the Celtics, and I think like they proved that during the regular season when they clinched the number 1 seed in the East before anyone else clinched the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So like they've just been so dominant, and I think they're just they play well together, and like adding like Porzingis and Holiday was exactly like what we needed to.
Yes, 100%. Yeah. At first, I was so shocked that they were getting rid of Marcus Smart.
Yeah.
Because that was,
he's been like a staple Celtic guy for
yes,
forever,
for a while.
Yeah.
And I feel like he was the guy who's like doing that dirty work, diving for those balls, great defensive player.
Mm-hmm.
He was also an offensive threat, so I was so shocked that they were getting rid of them. But of course, you're adding Porzingis and Drew Holiday.
Yeah, Drew Holiday, he's very, very good.
Yeah, and obviously he was a NBA champion,
so he's had like that experience. I think also like an underrated thing was when we traded away Robert Williams
Mm-hmm.
and got Porzingis, and I didn't really like Porzingis hadn't done much that I've seen because he was like on the
Lately,
Wizards or something at the time. So I was like, all right, well we're bringing this guy that he's been injury prone in the past, and he was still injured.
He just got injured again.
Yeah, but he's been like I think he's been there for the moments that have mattered, and like he's obviously contributed so much to our team's success, and he helped us do what we needed to do. So
exactly, won the championship.
Yeah.
I'm not a Knicks fan, but I do think that the Knicks had a great run this year. Obviously, is your coach a Knicks fan?
Yeah, he's a big Knicks fan.
Okay. So obviously, Jalen Brunson had a hell of a year, MVP-like year. I almost think that, if they were fully healthy, even, with Julius Randle, I do think they could have given the Celtics a run for their money.
Yeah, no, I think a healthy Knicks. Well, what they did still, like without, like they were missing a lot of guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I know OG got hurt.
Yeah.
Towards the end too. They're gonna have a really good team going into next year, and I think so. A lot of people still like sleep on them just because they haven't been like the last couple of years, but
yeah.
But no, I think I think the Celtics still would have won, but it might have went to like 5 or 6 games.
Yeah, I mean, 5 or 6.
5 or 6 games.
I definitely think next year will be very interesting. Hopefully, and I've been hearing people talk about Mikal Bridges
going to New York.
Yeah, joining the Knicks. I mean, he's at Brooklyn. I don't think Brooklyn would ever give him up.
Yeah, no, I think he's too
he's too valuable.
Yeah, he's a great player, and he's kind of unique of a guy that he's a great guy to have on your team.
But I think people want to see like the Villanova team reunited.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That's pretty cool that like those 3 guys are now like they're winning NBA games like together.
Yeah, which is insane.
Yeah,
I'm like I said, I'm not an Knicks fan, but I think a season or just an NBA landscape where the Knicks and the Celtics are both competitive, I think that's a win-win.
Yeah, no, that's great for New England and for like the rivalry too.
Yeah,
I like wish they had beaten the Pacers, because then we would have that Eastern Conference Finals would have been insane.
So I was gonna say that's great for Connecticut fans, because we got Boston and we got the Knicks. That's kind of a win-win.
Pick and choose because we're in the middle. So.
Yeah, exactly. Well, clearly you've chosen.
I've been a Celtics fan for a while.
So okay, good. At least you're not a bandwagon.
Yeah, no, I'm not a bandwagon.
Okay, good.
I do know a couple bandwagons that were some Warriors guys.
Oh wow.
But it happens.
It happens. Yeah. And I want to talk about the NBA draft a little bit. obviously I went to UConn, so I got to bring up, Diamond Clingan,
Yeah.
and obviously we're from Connecticut, so
Yeah.
Clingan and Stefan Castle. Did you, obviously we're from Connecticut, like I said, did
Yeah.
you follow the UConn,
Yeah.
the UConn run?
Yeah, no, I did. I watched like a lot of their NCAA tournament games, and like my aunt has like season tickets at XL.
Okay.
So I went to a couple games this year. So yeah. But I remember like because Klingon used to play for Team Spartans AAU.
Okay.
Like, cause I never played him at Conard, but there was like this one time like because I played on Team Spartans when I was like a freshman, and like we were like all practicing, and this dude like I got like switched on to him at like the top of the key.
Clingan?
Yeah, and he like took like one dribble and like hit like a little spin move from like the top of the key, and I couldn't.
Were you as tall as you are now at the time?
I was like 6'2", 6'3".
Okay.
But even now, like I wouldn't.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, last year during the NCAA run, it would have been, I think if Yale would have won, they would have played UConn, and
in Boston too.
Yeah, that would have been very cool. Unfortunately, Yale didn't win, but
it was
that
at
was
San Diego State.
Yeah, I was definitely rooting for that matchup. That's for sure.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
But like I said, getting into the NBA draft a little bit. Have you been following kind of what's been going on with the draft at all?
Yeah, no, yeah, I have. I'm not like I like watching college basketball more than the NBA, but like when it's playoff time, I'm tuned in to that. I'll watch them like regular season games, but the playoffs are like the best part of the NBA. So,
What are your thoughts on Bronny in the draft right now?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I think he's like I think he could be a solid NBA guy just because he's like he's great defensively, and he's a pretty good shooter and like guy that moves off the ball, and he does winning things, and I've seen him play like when he was playing for Strive for Greatness in like the EYBL, and that was kind of like his.
Okay. Oh, nice, cool.
Yeah, and that was kind of like his team, and he was like they didn't have a great record, but he was like the guy there, and he was able to like do his thing. So. I think he'd definitely contribute to a lot of NBA teams.
Yeah, no, I think Bronny's definitely been like the talk of the draft, which I think is it's kind of a bummer because there are a lot of other great, there's a lot of great talent in this year's draft.
Yeah, I think that it's just like Bronny's been talked about a lot in like the
obviously because of LeBron too, and
yeah.
his situation with the Lakers.
Yeah, and you don't know like what's gonna happen if Bronny goes somewhere, but I think it's just like the NBA community has talked about it a lot, but obviously like the teams and like the guys in the league and the guys that are like making these decisions on draft picks, they're not like oh Bronny this Bronny.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah,
and
it's like the media and everything.
Yeah. So and a lot of guys that like are like pay attention to like basketball like that know like about all these different prospects and that kind of thing. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I do want to talk about the Olympics a little bit since obviously they're coming up next month. What are your thoughts on Team USA and the team that they've put together?
I think they put together like one of the best teams that they've had. There's a lot of talent on that team, and I'm excited to see how they do. Yeah.
I'm excited because I think this is the first time in a little while that I think actually every like the best players in the NBA are on this team, and I'm glad that all like even the superstars are they're buying into Team USA and
they want to win because there's been a lot of like speculation of like is USA still like the greatest like country for basketball?
Yeah, because obviously the international game is growing.
Yeah, no, for sure. And then there's a lot of people that are just like questioning it and all that kind of thing. So
yeah,
so they want to like prove they got some. I don't want to say they have something to prove because I don't think they do, but they do. Like, at the same time. So.
Yeah, no, my boyfriend likes to say that he's Canadian, so he likes to say that Team Canada has a chance this year. Yes.
I've seen their squad. They're solid. Yeah, but it just doesn't like.
Yeah.
The only way that.
What are they gonna do? Win with Dylan Brooks?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's it.
Well, I mean, they have SGA.
And
is RJ Bear playing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and they have Jamal Murray. I'm pretty sure too. They've got a nice little squad. They can't compete though.
Yeah, obviously they don't just have Dylan Brooks, but that's just someone who Clearly, I'm not a Dylan Brooks fan, but but that's just someone who stuck out. But yeah, no, I think there's definitely some other international teams. Obviously France will have a pretty good team. I even saw like the Bahamas are putting together a pretty good squad.
Clay's gonna play, but he's just like practicing with them.
Yeah.
Is Wemby playing for France? I don't think.
I'm not sure. Yeah, no, I'm not sure.
If he was playing for them, that'd be pretty. I think he will, like, in the future, but yeah, I don't know now, but that would have been pretty cool. So.
Yeah, and I know there's been speculation if Luka's gonna play in the Olympics this year. Who knows if Jokic is playing? I feel like people on
I don't think he is.
Yeah, people like clown him on social media and will be like, I don't think this guy has watched a lick of the playoffs.
Yeah, after he lost, I saw like something of him playing 3-on-3 in like Serbia, like with some guys at the park, and it's like. It's so weird because he's such a great player, like in the NBA, and like does everything, and like he's won MVP 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
But like.
So he really doesn't have much to prove.
Yeah. But you see him like at the park, and he's just like, he like fits like the game and impacts the game. Other than just like he's not. Well, he'll be like he's dominant. But it's like it's just so it's weird to see him like playing in the park with like.
Average people, yeah. Yeah, and you'll see him like on social media, like at his horse races, cheering, jumping up and down, and people be like, "He is not like that on the basketball court."
That's what he likes. That's what he loves. So
but like I said, I'm looking forward to the Olympics for sure. I'm definitely even on the women's side.
Yeah.
I think obviously with how much the WNBA and the women's game has grown. I'm looking forward to, the women's and the men's side.
How do you feel about Caitlin Clark not being on the USA team?
I don't know. I think I have mixed emotions on that because I think she is a great player. Obviously, adding Caitlin Clark to any team will make it better. But maybe, they just went with some more experience. Like she just got to the WNBA, so. They went with some more experienced players. Obviously Diana Taurasi, Brianna Stewart, Sabrina Ionescu.
Sabrina.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, I also saw like it was like she's not going to get a lot of minutes on the team, so there would be like but she'll obviously be on the team in the future. But
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but no.
But she's a rookie, it's her first year.
It's hard to like throw that onto someone their first year.
Yeah, and she's already,
It's crazy how like their seasons are like she just finished like Iowa and then went straight into playing.
Yeah, it's insane. I can't even imagine. Yeah. So also and the Olympics, like I'm sorry, but that would just be a lot on her body. Like she's a great player, but not having a break between the college season, the WNBA season and the Olympics, like that'd be pretty hard on her. Yeah, that would be a lot. And but yeah, no, I don't think it was a bad decision. She's a rookie, obviously.
It was just the right decision.
It was the right decision for the team. And also, I know there's been a lot of people saying, but it'll attract more people to come to the games and all that. But I don't think they really need that. Like, you have great players on that team already.
Yeah,
so
it's the USA team that are representing the country.
Yeah, so I don't think you really need that. But yes, I understand what they're saying. Like, Caitlin Clark brings a whole another level of media and attraction to that. But yeah, no, I'm really excited for the Olympics. Even just some sports outside of basketball. I know you mentioned you're a soccer and a baseball fan, so I'm sure you're looking forward to that too.
Yeah, I don't follow baseball as much now. I don't follow MLB as much, and I watch some soccer occasionally. I'm excited for I've been following golf a lot.
Okay.
I golf
I know we've talked about that before. Yeah.
So I'm I've been watching some of the watching golf. Just watching it is it's pretty boring.
Yeah.
But I'll tune in for a little bit, see what's going on.
Obviously, Sundays are the most exciting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it's just cool to see some of the shots that those guys can hit, because it's weird. Golf is the average guy could have these moments where it's you hit a great shot, and then it's all right, well, no. So it's like a sport where it's cool because you can experience that at the same time.
Yeah, and then you'll watch Scotty Scheffler or anyone playing, and you're like, how the hell did he make that shot? Yeah. And obviously we have Travelers going on in our backyard right now. It's pretty cool to see as well. But yeah, no, I'm happy you brought up golf, because I've also been I've been trying to become more of a golf person playing. I've always watched even like just obviously Tiger is like one of my favorite players.
Yeah.
So obviously I think anyone, whenever Tiger's playing,
wants to watch him. Yeah, I think everyone loves Tiger.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been awesome if Tiger was playing at Travelers or something.
Has he ever played?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know,
I
but
saw Rory dropped out too before. I don't. Yeah, but that was tougher in the U.S. Open, and missing that putt, that was hard.
Yeah, I would have probably dropped out that too.
Yeah, but DeChambeau's he's great.
Yeah, and then but yeah, I'm even with Tiger, like I'm hoping that he's not done yet. I know he's getting there, but
I think he's just gonna go for as long as he even said it like. He's like, I can't go as hard like as much during the week, but it's just like preparing for like these little tournaments and things that I can still like play in and compete, because he's still like one of the best golfers in the world, but he's not the best anymore, but he can still compete with
his legacy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's just cool to see him like still.
He's at that the average Joe. He's still better than the average Joe, that's for sure.
Yeah, by a lot. So.
Yeah. But Riley, it's been so nice talking to you and obviously getting your, perspective on, going into Yale this season, but also just hearing your perspective on, your career at Conard as well. And I'm sure we'll definitely, and our audience will definitely be rooting for you at Yale. I'll definitely be sure to, pop out to some games this year as well. But yes, thank you so much for joining me. Is there anything you want to share or anything else before we go?
No, I think I'm all set. Thank you.
All right, sounds good. But yes, thank you so much for joining me. But yes, thank you guys so much for tuning in to this episode of The Chat, and we'll see you guys later. I see mine just be giving them facts. You are now just tuned into The Chat.